Hello, my beautiful Aquarians. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Alrighty. Interesting. So the first card we have for you guys is wedding rings. Okay, so it reads union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, or everlasting promise. Okay, so some of you could be inquiring about a commitment that you're currently in or one that you are looking forward to. Okay, bottom of the deck it says seduction. Okay, guys, so it reads attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. Interesting. So let's see what tarot has to say here. Some of you could be inquiring about a commitment, but maybe you're not sure if it's offering you, if it's able to offer you long-term stability. Okay. Bottom of the deck, guys, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So many of you are focused on yourself right now, possibly, your finances, something that is progressing for you, working for you, but you are being viewed as, the ideal partner. Behind the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so this person definitely feels a connection, and it says soul connection on the wedding rings card as well. This person feels a very deep connection towards you. They may even feel like they have shared some sort of past life with you. As I split the deck, there's your energy, the star card. So they feel that there's something very healing, about this bond here. They also feel that you are very rare, okay? So you are not someone that they bump into every day. So let's see how you view this situation. Okay. Page of Cups, okay, so this could be like a crush energy or something that is fairly new. So how you view this situation is you are, developing some sort of emotions, but it seems that you're still a bit on guard. So it could be that you're having, again, questions about if this is something that could, offer you long-term stability. Some of you could have recently, you're going through something, you're healing, from something in your past here where you're feeling guarded towards new love. It's not to say that you don't feel the emotions kind of brewing here. It's just about you kind of, being very careful or doing things in more of a diligent manner. Yeah, behind the Nine of Wands, we have the Judgment card, which means you are either currently, going through some sort of major change or this has already happened, okay? So let's see. How do you view this situation? Okay. Eight of Pentacles. So some of you are debating, whether this is something that can work, whether this is something that you want to put your effort towards, because we have the Eight of Pentacles and we also have the Fool card. So, wanting to take a leap of faith towards something, feeling that this connection is very new or something feels new about it, okay, even if it's someone you have history with. And with the Eight of Pentacles in the middle there, it's like, you're trying to get your ducks in a row here. You're trying to figure out, where do I want to put my effort at this time? Is it work? Is it myself? Am I ready for a relationship? I feel that even though there are emotions here, there's still some sort of questioning, okay, that's going on. So let's see the mutual energy between the both of you here. Let's see. Five of Swords, okay. So this could speak about mental conflict where, the both of you are thinking about the situation and you're not sure what to do. So I do sense a bit of a mirroring energy. With the Five of Swords, that's when you're like overthinking a situation, but you're not able to come to some sort of solution. It's more so about thinking about, all the different outcomes, maybe even thinking about the worst case scenario here. Interestingly enough, we have the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and behind that we have the Page of Swords, Five of Wands. This could be someone who wants to turn over a new leaf here, but they are afraid that it may escalate into some sort of conflict. With the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords, upright, it does talk about some sort of dishonesty that has occurred in this dynamic, and now it's like watching each other from afar. So even if you want to have a conversation with this person, you're feeling very conflicted because you're still focused on, the dishonesty or this person doing something behind your back. So I feel like the blockage for some of you could definitely be a lack of trust. Do I want to work on this? Do I want to regain the trust, or do I want to try again? Or do I just want to completely move forward here? These could be the thoughts that are running through your mind. Okay, how does your person here view the situation or view you in the situation? Yeah, Nine of Wands. And I did say this when I opened your spread. There's a bit of a guarded energy from your end. Some of you could quite literally have this person blocked. But what I see here with the Nine of Wands, guys, is you're really questioning this person's intentions. How they view you is someone who currently does not trust them. Okay, Empress on the bottom of the deck here. So they feel like, you're very well aware of your worth. You're very well aware of, or you're aware of what you're not willing to tolerate any longer. And it's almost resulting in you again, being very careful about the situation. This person may even feel like there has been a major energy shift with the Nine of Wands there. It could be a lack of consistency. It could be the way that you respond to this person. But they're realizing that there's a shift here, and they're viewing you as someone who's kind of like, I don't really trust the situation. I don't really know if I want to be all in right now. Page of Pentacles. So this person's wondering if you're open for a conversation here. Okay, Page of Pentacles could also be read as an energy of learning something new, embarking in a new energy here. But we have two pages. So there could be something that was, or something that felt a bit immature about this connection that kind of made you stray away from it, or there was some sort of distance created because of that. The pages are the youngest in the deck. So again, maybe there are children in the dynamic for some of you, but for others of you, you feel like there's some sort of immaturity that occurred between the both of you. That's kind of like, okay, I don't know if I trust this situation. So for example, with the Five of Swords, if it was a disagreement, maybe you feel that your person handled it in a way where, it kind of got under your skin here. Okay. So the Page of Cups is being clarified by the Ten of Wands. So for some of you, when you view the situation, you feel like it's burdensome, or you feel like there's a lot that you have to do in order to rekindle what you had with this person. Okay, there definitely has been an ending, but I feel like the ending here was caused, or it occurred because things felt very one-sided. Again, a burdensome energy with the Ten of Wands here. Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and behind that we have the Two of Wands. Some of you are sick and tired of waiting for something to happen. Two of Wands is an energy of planning, essentially waiting for your ships to come in, but it could also result in some sort of waiting game, or feeling like, okay, I'm constantly waiting for this person to reach out, or I'm constantly waiting for this person to take the next step or meet me halfway, but you feel like they're not doing that. So it could be, again, you feeling a bit, emotionally exhausted. What is the Ten of Wands? Ten of Cups, wow. So it's a very clear message here, Aquarius. It's like, do you want a commitment with this person, or do you want an ending here? I feel like that's kind of what you're working on, or working through right now, I should say. And especially with the Oracle card as well, with wedding rings, there is a very deep connection here, Aquarius. There are a lot of emotions, but it's about, is this a connection that can offer, long-term stability? Is this something I can overcome, especially if you guys did have a conflict? We did see the Seven of Swords. We have the Five of Swords here. So, there's essentially a question of, are we willing to work on this and overcome the obstacles? Or, what occurred between the both of us, has that become a deal breaker? Okay, because when you have the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Cups, it's almost like two extremes. It's like an ending because things feel one-sided, and the Ten of Cups is a complete ending where you feel whole, where you feel like, you found your person and this is who you want your end-all be-all to be with. So I feel like there's a lot of questioning because the emotions are still present, but I feel like the frustration or the mental exhaustion is still present as well with that Five of Swords. What is the Eight of Pentacles? Yeah, as I say, that Seven of Swords again on the bottom of the deck, guys. Page of Swords, Five of Wands, so the same three cards. There may be more of a focus on a conflict that took place between the both of you, and a lack of forgiveness at this time, or like a lack of understanding. So for example, Aquarius, maybe for example, if you guys were not able to agree on something, you could be thinking about your side of the story and wanting to share that, and your person could be feeling the same way, but then there's a lack of mutual understanding, right? So it's more like, okay, well, this is how it made me feel, and I want to say that, but I'm not really, feeling that I need to sympathize with you or hear you out. I just feel like there's a lack of understanding between the both of you. Maybe there's more of an energy of, hey, like, this is how it made me feel, and I want you to know that. Okay, what's the Eight of Pentacles? And it's like there's a lot of spying going on. So even though there's some tension between the both of you, it's like maybe there's a lack of communication, or even if you guys are communicating, it's on surface level. So it's like I'd rather spy or inquire about Aquarian as opposed to ask them the questions that I'm curious about. What's the Eight of Pentacles? Wow, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of you, this is a case where you feel like there are a lot of emotions here, but there's a lack of stability, right? Ten of Cups is when you're emotionally fulfilled, you're happy with someone. But when we see the Eight of Pentacles upright and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it shows me that some of you feel like you have put your effort towards this connection, but it did not give you your desired outcome. So Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it doesn't mean that someone doesn't want a commitment with you, but it does let me know that there's a lack of stability. So whether it's this person needs to relocate in order to be with you, whether you feel like this person is not meeting you halfway, with the Ten of Wands, that could speak about a one-sided energy. So why the lack of stability here? Like some of you feel like you have either wasted your time or your efforts, because Eight of Pentacles upright is, pretty much when you're chipping away at something on a daily basis because you're looking at the bigger picture. So when it's resulting in the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like, again, with the Seven of Swords, it could be dishonesty. It could be that you feel like there was a lot more that you did not know about this person than you did know, right? So it's like, putting your effort towards something and feeling like, wow, why did it have to, kind of go down this way? Or wishing things could have happened differently. What is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse? Judgment and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, we have a lot of tens here, so that could be a number that you're frequently seeing, but it's also letting me know that, there are endings occurring in your love life here in order for you to have something brand new, right? So for some of you, what I see with the Judgment as well as the Ten of Swords is there needed to be a major change that had to take place in order for you guys to actually work on things together. And the change with the Judgment upright, it may even be that there's a decision that needs to be made. As I say that, Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, right? That's someone who is having trouble making a decision because they're not seeing things clearly. They're also having a hard time making a decision because it's an energy of someone who is having trouble accepting the reality of a situation, okay, Aquarius, versus kind of what that little voice in their mind is telling them. So there's a lot of confusion on your person's end, I will say that. And with the Judgment as well as the Ten of Swords, it's almost like there needs to be a change in order for us to come together, or the change is us completely moving on from the situation. So it's like two extremes here. Even when you think about the decision, it's like, are we working on this or are we completely done, right? Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. Like I mentioned, guys, Ten of Wands is you feeling that things were very one-sided, and Ten of Swords is some sort of betrayal where you feel like you had to go through it on your own. Okay, so the pro of, the Ten of Swords is it doesn't get worse, right? That's it. It's over. That's the end of what has occurred, no matter how painful it was. But I feel like for many of you, you are still feeling that there's a lot that you don't know. You may have more questions than answers. So it's really hard for you to kind of invest in this situation solely based off of the emotions that you have for this person. It's almost like I love you, but hey, like I don't know if this is stable. I don't know if I trust you. Okay, guys? The Fool. The Devil. Four of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck here. So some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. Here's what I will say, guys. There may be this energy of you feeling there is something here that is unhealthy. It's in the middle. This may be something that the both of you feel, but something here could feel very unhealthy, possibly even toxic. So I'll break down this energy for you. For some of you, it could be that, okay, there is an unhealthy attachment between the both of you. Okay. For others of you, it's something like an attachment or an addiction that one of you are working through in your personal life. The third scenario is the Devil could also be read as fear or illusions. So when you're thinking about a situation and you're creating some sort of illusion in your mind, but it doesn't mean it's the truth. It's just something that you're telling yourself. And because I did see the Two of Swords as well, again, those two cards kind of go hand in hand, where it's like, not seeing something clearly because they're, having a hard time accepting the reality of a situation because you're telling yourself something else in your mind. I do feel like there's an attachment here. I do feel like there's this energy of, your person possibly even obsessively thinking about the situation, but something here definitely feels unhealthy with the devil upright. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify that. For some of you, the reason why you feel like this situation is not stable, since the devil is clarifying the Fool, it could be that you feel there's something very impulsive that your person does, where it could be impulsive decisions, where, for example, if you are in a conflict with your person or they're upset at you, you feel like they kind of do something to temporarily satisfy them, but they're not thinking about the long-term effects of that. Okay? So yeah, the Fool could also be read as, an energy of not making the best decisions, being very impulsive, not really thinking about, the long-term effect of what you're currently doing. So what's the devil here? It's almost like you guys can't stop thinking about each other, but something feels forbidden or something doesn't feel right. So it's like, okay, even if we want to come together, are we coming together for the right reasons, or are we coming together because it feels familiar? So the devil is being clarified by the King of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you could be dealing with an earth sign. We have the Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor. Your person wants to take control of the situation. This is someone who wants to offer you stability. This person's love language may be acts of service, right? But with the King of Pentacles, this is someone who wants to work on things, but they want to take things slow also. Now, we have the Fool, the Devil, as well as the King of Pentacles. Again, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like, do you feel that you could have had stability with this person, but they weren't meeting you halfway? Do you feel like this person's focus was elsewhere? There's something about you feeling that there's this energy of you feeling that you were not receiving this person's undivided attention here. Okay, so even if you feel like this person's stable, you feel like they need to let go of something because the devil is still upright. So it's very hard to ignore, right, guys? So it's like an energy of, yes, I feel this can be successful. I feel like this can be stable, but there's a but here, right? There's an energy of you need to let go of something. Judgment talks about a major change. The reason why they're coming out of the casket in that card there is they're leaving their old life behind and they're going after what they truly desire. So for some of you, you feel like your person is fearing some sort of change that they need to make. So they're resistant to change. What's the Five of Swords? Wheel of Fortune. Some of you could be dealing with the fixed sign, so another Aquarius like yourself, a Leo, Scorpio, or a Taurus. So there's this energy of you guys, in the mutual energy here, feeling mentally conflicted, but almost trying to follow your internal compass. And the question may be, do I want to reach out or do I want to hold back with that Strength card? It's like remaining strong about what occurred. That's what the both of you are doing here. So even if it was a conflict, even if it was a misunderstanding, you're trying to remain strong, but there is this urge or this desire to converse about what happened. Okay, guys? Wheel of Fortune. Two of Swords. And the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck here, Justice. So you guys are trying to see things clearly right now. I feel like there's even a mirroring energy here, Aquarius. I do feel like that. Nine of Cups is letting me know you make this person truly happy. But Two of Swords, she's blindfolded in that card because the future is not clear to her. So that's why it makes it that much more difficult for her to make a decision. So it's like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I try again or do I not? And I feel like you're very hard for this person to read at this time because with the Nine of Wands, they're viewing you as someone who is guarded, possibly even someone who doesn't really want to share a lot of information with them at the time. So you're at this time. So it could be like you are very selective or very picky and choosy with what you tell them if you are conversing with them. And if you're not conversing with them, again, Nine of Wands could also be read as like blocked communication. Why the Two of Swords? And Two of Swords and Five of Swords, right? That would be the Seven of Swords, which is what we kept seeing. And we see the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck now. It's like, do I move away from something that caused me pain or do we try again? Why the Two of Swords? Two of Cups. Yep, it's because of the emotions. Like, take a look at this, guys. Two of Cups upright, Ten of Cups upright, but the Ten of Pentacles in reverse with the Devil, right? That's a lot of emotions, even mutual emotions, because the Two of Cups is when, two people feel the same way about each other. It's mutual. But when, you see the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, are emotions enough to carry us to the next level? Are the emotions we share between the both of us able to help us attain some sort of stability? Or is it all in our mind with that Two of Swords? I feel like your person is definitely trying to see past illusions or see something more clearly, like receive some sort of answers. So why the Nine of Wands? Knight of Swords. So there could have been some sort of communication that took place between the both of you, which was very speedy, very quick. Knight of Swords could also be read as like a selective listener, right? Going back to what I was telling you guys, for some of you, it could be you were trying to kind of get your point across, and so was your person. And then it kind of just resulted in not really getting to the bottom of what you guys essentially wanted in the beginning of the conversation. Okay, what's the Knight of Swords? Six of Swords. Yeah, trying to find a peace of mind here, but I feel like the connection or the emotions that you guys share is very hard to ignore. Okay, so let's see the Page of Pentacles. What does this person want to tell you? And again, Nine of Wands and Six of Swords, they are viewing you in a very protective energy. Like, I'm protecting my energy. I'm not here for the BS. I don't really want to open up to you at this time. And with the Knight of Swords sandwiched in the middle there, it's because of some sort of communication that took place that made you feel misunderstood. Page of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Yeah. A lot of spying going on, but even with, 3 pages here, it's almost like an energy of reacting to something in an immature way, or you feel like the way that things were handled in the past is really turning you off from the situation, or almost making you view it in a different light. Right? Page of Pentacles wanting to have a conversation, but it's being clarified by the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is more of a strategic energy. It's like when you're very curious about a situation, but you're wanting to, figure out some sort of answers, but not directly through the source. It's like either beating around the bush, or it's like, a case of spying, or, that sort of thing. So I feel like for many of you, your person here definitely feels like an outsider with the Five of Pentacles, definitely wanting to have some sort of communication here, right, about commitment, but I feel like there's more spying going on. Why the Page of Swords? It's like they can't get you off their mind, but they also feel like you're very hard to read. And how they view you in this current moment is someone who is guarded. So it could even be like a fear of your response, or wondering if you will, respond at all. What's the Page of Swords? Page of Swords. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, right? We did see the Queen of Pentacles in the beginning of the spread. Right, so when you see the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, it's a true pair match. And then we also have the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So, you seem to be pretty detached when it comes to the situation, Aquarius. You seem to be kind of looking at it from a logical aspect. And it's like there's a lot of potential here, but there's also maybe this desire to let go of some sort of pride, or let go of an immature way of handling things. Like, this person may want to have a conversation with you, but instead of actually conversing, again, they're spying, or they're not handling it in the most practical way, right? On the positive side, with the King of Pentacles as well as the Queen of Pentacles, it's like you guys are a true pair match. There's a lot of potential here for stability, but I feel like with the Devil and the Judgment, there needs to be something here needs to be released. Even if it doesn't have to be a third-party situation, it could just be a way of thinking. It could be some sort of illusion, right, that your person is having a hard time seeing through right now. It could be something that's going on between the both of you, right? With the Devil, it could be that there's some sort of unhealthy pattern between the both of you that you guys are trying to almost shed old skin, or let go of that in order to pursue something new here. Okay. So my wonderful Aquarians, that is what I'm getting for you this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.